Erika Kirk banned from a European country so some people are saying on social media. You can see a couple of the posts here. They claim that Kirk is banned from Romania after being accused of...
Elon Musk and 50 Cent just dropped a truth bomb that's shaking the industry. Diddy isn't the boss, he's a distraction. The real power behind the scenes makes the Epstein list look like child's play. If you thought Diddy was the final boss, you've been looking in the wrong direction. Elon isn't just talking anymore. He's allegedly teaming up with 50 to expose who's really been running this empire from the shadows. While 50 talks parties and documentaries, Elon brings something far more dangerous as data, receipts, and private DMs from Twitter, now X, that could burn Hollywood to the ground. This goes beyond rappers and record labels. It reaches the very top, and 50 Cent has been warning about it for months. Buckle up, because what comes next changes everything. Before we climb this pyramid, you need to understand why Diddy's case matters far beyond hip-hop. And no, I'm not here to cover his bio, I'm covering what you actually clicked for. As we all know, 50 Cent dropped his Diddy documentary, The Reckoning, because no one else in the industry was speaking up. People were either scared, complicit, or straight up controlled, and then 50 said something that hit differently. He told the world that if he stayed silent, the entire hip-hop culture would look like it endorsed Diddy's behavior. With no one else being vocal, he had no choice but to step up.
It is being called a dark moment for America. The targeted shooting of conservative political activist Charlie Kirk during an outdoor event at Utah Valley University.
Now here's where things get really dark. Diddy allegedly had 250 hidden cameras installed throughout his house. Yes, 250 cameras recording everything at those so-called freak-off parties. Industry insiders like Jaguar Wright and Gene Deal have claimed this wasn't just for entertainment. According to them, Diddy kept the footage as blackmail insurance. That's how he maintained power. That's how he kept people in line. Right now, those tapes are reportedly being shopped around Hollywood, and big names are said to be panicking. So why does Elon Musk's involvement change everything? Because Elon owns X, formerly Twitter. That gives him access to years of private DMs between celebrities, politicians, and industry power players. When Elon sat down with Joe Rogan, he didn't just hint at things, he called people out directly. He mentioned Jennifer Lopez, who has publicly warned people about Trump. But Elon asked the question no one else seemed willing to ask: how many people did Jay Delo warn about Diddy? 0. Not a single warning, and she was Diddy's ex-girlfriend. Elon put it plainly, maybe her opinions shouldn't be trusted.
They had been abandoned by their parents.
I always grew up feeling different. There's like a part of me that I'm not really sure about.
One of them is 10, the other one is 14, and they both were simply stuck in their cots or stuck on the chairs they were sat.
That statement shook the internet. Because if someone as close to Diddy as Jay Delo never spoke up, what does that mean? Either she didn't know, which seems unlikely, or she knew and stayed silent. And if she stayed silent, the real question is, who was she protecting? Now let's climb the pyramid. Level 1 is Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Surprise they're at the bottom? Just wait. Jaguar Wright went on Piers Morgan and said things about Jay-Z and Diddy the industry didn't want out. 48 hours later, the episode was gone, pulled, banned, deleted. Jaguar asked a question no one could answer: how does Jay-Z sit with Gayle King on CBS and never get asked about Aaliyah or R. Kelly? She called Jay-Z and Diddy monsters who've ruled the industry for decades. And then there's the Aaliyah conspiracy, claims that she was seen as a threat and that her death cleared the path for Beyoncé's rise.
Stories mention Kirk or her organization. In fact, we found no reports implicating Kirk or her group, and there's no evidence that she's been banned from any country.
Now, I'm not saying any of this is confirmed. But the fact that people are even talking about it, and that Jay-Z has never publicly addressed these rumors, makes the silence feel loud. Here's another wild detail. When Diddy was charged and victims began coming forward to sue him, guess whose lawyer showed up? Alex Spiro, Jay-Z's personal attorney. Spiro went on to represent some of Diddy's alleged victims, and people immediately started asking the same question: why is Jay-Z's lawyer suddenly popping up all over Diddy's case?
Moving on, let's take you to Europe, where U.S. troop deployment in Romania serves a dual purpose of sending out a warning to Moscow while boosting morale among NATO allies in Southeast Europe to hold the line.
Insiders claim this is about silencing victims and controlling the narrative before more names come out. Because if Diddy starts talking, a lot of powerful people could fall, and Jay-Z allegedly doesn't want that. And you can't talk about Jay-Z's rise without mentioning Big L. Big L introduced Jay-Z to Dame Dash and helped open doors at Rockefeller Records. Talks had just begun for Big L and his crew to get a deal when Big L was killed in a drive-by shooting in Harlem. The case remains unsolved. Jaguar Wright claims his death was the first of several mysterious events tied to Jay-Z's rise. Coincidence? Maybe, but the pattern raises questions. Now we move to level 2, where things get darker: Oprah Winfrey and Clive Davis. Starting with Oprah, she was closely associated with Harvey Weinstein, publicly supporting his projects even as rumors swirled. Survivors hoped someone with her platform would speak up, but she stayed silent, leading critics to believe she protected the system. Then there's the South Africa school scandal. Oprah invested $40 million in a girls' school, but soon after opening, multiple students accused a staff member of abuse. Oprah stepped in publicly, but critics argue the full story was never addressed. The question remains: did she know more than she admitted?
I also want to say how much I admire your strength and courage as a person to do what you did 23 years ago. However, it makes me very sad.
Old photos are resurfacing showing Oprah at the same private events where Diddy threw his infamous parties. Jaguar Wright and Dr. Umar Johnson hinted that Oprah wields quiet power in Hollywood, the kind that keeps people scared and can destroy careers with a single call. Now, Clive Davis. At 92, he's been a music industry titan since founding Arista Records in 1974, launching legends like Billy Joel, Janis Joplin, and Carlos Santana. He came out as bisexual in the 1980s. Here's where it gets messy. Hip-hop mogul Suge Knight claims Clive and Diddy were more than mentor and protege. Suge said Clive told him they were real tight, and when asked what that meant, Clive allegedly confirmed they were lovers, not just business partners.
Every year, 10,000 babies are abandoned in Romania's hospitals.
Since the fall of Ceausescu 18 months ago, around 10,000 children have been adopted.
When a reporter asked Clive about Diddy at a public event, he visibly froze and refused to answer. That reaction alone says everything. Then there's the Whitney Houston conspiracy. Many people still believe Ray J and Clive Davis were involved in her death. Whitney reportedly had a major argument with Clive just 2 days before she died, with her daughter present. Ray J was allegedly the last person to see her alive. Family members have claimed she was beaten and didn't simply drown, as the official story says. So the question remains, with decades of rumors and allegations, why has Clive Davis never been arrested or charged? Some believe Diddy is the fall guy, taking the heat while Clive stays protected in the shadows. Now we reach the top of the pyramid, and this is the name that shocks people: Bishop T.D. Jakes. A pastor. A man of God. Someone trusted by millions. 50 Cent has been hinting at him for months, posting about him repeatedly. The theory is simple: if corruption reaches the pulpit, then this blackmail ring is bigger than Epstein. Much bigger. Diddy needed legitimacy and protection, and that's allegedly where T.D. Jakes came in. Part 4 of 50 Cent's Diddy documentary. Clips of T.D. Jakes are strategically placed throughout the episode. When Little Rod describes waking up sore after Diddy's parties, a clip of Jakes talking about a love rampage suddenly appears. Many believe this was intentional, a message connecting the dots. As Cat Williams warned, 2024 would be the year all lies are exposed, no matter who you are.
Life has not been fun and games for these orphans. They grew up in institutions with few resources.
When T.D. Jakes was confronted about the Diddy allegations, he responded, "Keep it moving. The worst that could happen, even if everything were true, all I have to do is repent." There's enough power in the blood to cover all kinds of sin. But I don't even have to repent about this.
The Lord is calling you to rise. Please hear me when I say that courageously. He is.
The internet exploded. Many people said that response sounded guilty because an innocent man usually denies everything. He doesn't talk about repenting, if it were true. Jaguar Wright then made explosive claims about Tia D. Jakes, saying that if he was ever at a Diddy party, there were only two reasons: money or sex. She also claimed that Cassie turned over a large amount of evidence to federal investigators, allegedly including videos and audio recordings from Diddy's parties. According to those claims, the footage involves powerful politicians, artists, and entertainers doing things they never wanted the public to see. Here's the disturbing part. Jaguar Wright said multiple male escorts have come forward, claiming Tia D. Jakes slept with men at these parties. Even more shocking, a young man allegedly assaulted as a minor is now preparing to sue Tia D. Jakes. Church insiders say his parents were paid hush money back in 2015, but now he's seeking justice on his own. Gone deal. Diddy's former bodyguard also spoke out, questioning why a religious leader would attend parties filled with drinking, fornication, and same-sex activity, unless Tia D. Jakes was directly involved. Gene also claimed he's heard tapes are coming soon, and when they drop, the truth will be undeniable. No more speculation, no more theories, just hard evidence. Now connect this to something even bigger, the Epstein angle. When Elon Musk sat down with Joe Rogan, they didn't just talk about Diddy. They talked about why so many billionaires are backing Kamala Harris. According to Elon, it's not about policy, it's panic. If Trump wins, the Epstein client list could be unsealed, exposing some of the most powerful names in the world. When Rogan asked Elon if LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman seemed uncomfortable, Elon answered with just one word: yes. Joe Rogan compared Diddy's operation to Epstein's, both allegedly filmed powerful people for blackmail. The big question: who supplied Diddy with young people, and how many names are on those tapes? Even Melinda Gates hinted at the darkness, leaving Bill Gates over his Epstein connection. Dave Chappelle also warned us, the entertainment industry is a monster. Why run from one plantation to another? You're still a slave, he said. If someone like Chappelle felt trapped, imagine everyone else that this story isn't over. More names will fall, more tapes may surface. So, is Tia D. Jakes really at the top, or is there an even bigger name we haven't seen yet?